I think steroids are as American as apple pie.
Hey, watch this video to the end, because I give at the very, very end, just before I sign off, I give you guys some good advice and good tips on how you can get to the next level with your training, even though you're a Momo. What's going on? How you guys doing? I'm sitting in front of the computer. This is where I usually do the show on RX Muscle. I'm sitting at the table where I sat with Lee Priest and everybody else. I'm just sitting here. I usually do it in the back in another room, but I have to do it here today because we're doing something in the back room, so you get to see the cord for the air conditioning. So when you people like sit there and you pick nits, oh, look at the shirt he's wearing. Oh, look at the cord that's hanging in the back. What's that to? It's to an air conditioner, you freaking Momos. But anyway, so I want to talk about a few things right away. First of all, I've been getting a lot of feedback, about the leg videos I've been putting up. By the way, when I keep talking about my leg video, okay, you see the legs. I just put up 2 or 3 videos. Okay, you can see them. It says shorts. They're short videos, and you can see my legs in those videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, recently. I've shown you before and after. That was the last one. Those are the legs from the surgery. Remember, when I got sick. Shut up with that stuff. Hold on a second. When I got sick with the first ERCP, the first procedure I had, what he had to save my life. That was in February. All right, and I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I didn't touch weight. I didn't eat food. I was really fucked. So that's why I lost all the weight. That's why, like, when I was in Alabama, I had just had the gallbladder surgery. So I only trained one time, once. You know what I mean? For legs, just once. I hadn't started the TRT yet. So I felt like, I felt like shit. I felt like skinny mini. You know what I mean? And Dave gave me good props because he thought my legs were kicking ass, and I was only 170 pounds. Now, I'm back up. Right now, I'm pretty much like, I think I'm 182, 180, something like that. I'm up like 10 pounds from what I was, even just in Alabama. And, I am taking the TRT, which is, 200 milligrams of testosterone cypionate with a doctor. I don't have it here if I have it in the other room. With a doctor. So it's TRT, and it's a woman doctor. And I get it, I have to do it once every 10 days. 200 milligrams once every 10 days. And I got to tell you something. I want to talk a little bit about TRT to some of you guys, because I get a lot of questions about that, all right? You young guys, you don't need TRT, okay? If you're doing the cycle of juice or whatever, the babanya, okay? If you're doing a little babanya, that's good. That's all on you. But if you're going to do TRT, they're not going to give it to you unless you're over 40 years old, and unless your testosterone is like down. Now, without TRT, I have really very little testosterone. Even though I keep my size, I don't lose like everything like a lot of guys do. That's because I was a natural bodybuilder for years. And then, there's a guy on Instagram who just can't believe those pictures of me at 15 years old. You had to be on steroids. No 15 years old. Built like that. Stupid. First of all, that was the 70s. You probably weren't even alive back then. Your parents were probably kids, okay? I fucking... you guys, some of you guys, it's never ceased to amaze me. Back then, the old school bodybuilders will tell you, okay? I don't know if my nose is peeling over here, what? But back then, my face had sunburst, so now I'm peeling from it. Back then, nobody knew what steroids were. It's very, very few. Unless you're already competing in a high level, most guys didn't know what the hell steroids were. Steroids were kept hush-hush by Joe Weider and the whole Weider organization, because they wanted steroids to be in... They want the steroids. They want the bodybuilding to be in Olympics, even though bodybuilding's not a sport. I mean, it's a display. It's almost like putting art in the Olympics. So it's, you can't... Anyway, so it's never going to happen, and... Anyway, that's why the whole, thing with steroids was so hush-hush. So I didn't even know what steroids were. So fast forward, years later, I abused the shit out of steroids. I mean, I went ape shit with them. I went totally bats with them. I went crazy. And, I killed my own testosterone. So now I need testosterone replacement therapy. But, without it, I don't lose all my mass. I just don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? In other words, like, I gained back about 10 pounds from Alabama, but that's from, eating and everything else. Does the TRT help you? Yeah, it pretty much probably does, but I don't really notice a difference because my doctor has me cycling it, so I'm not on it, sometimes I'll go on like 10 to 12 weeks on, and then, she'll put me on like 6 weeks off and everything, and I have to do all blood work because, I do with a doctor. So now here's the thing. When I'm not on TRT, I feel like the joints, get a little more sore, a little, I feel like I don't feel so, I don't feel as good. You know what I mean? The TRT helps you in every way. When you're a man, it helps you in every way. It feeds the brain. Your brain feels better. The bicho ligado, down there, that works better. And, I'm a lot older than my girlfriend, so that's, and she's, she's Espanol, you know what I mean? She's Mexican, so she likes to have a lot of sex. So I have to be on my fucking, I gotta be up and ready, So if the bicho ligado ain't working, then, it's trouble for me. So the bicho ligado's gotta work. And without the steroids, it's a little rough down there. You can pop some Viagra's, that helps. But, testosterone helps the urge, the want, the need, the horniness, makes you horny. You know what I mean? Viagra ain't gonna do that. If you're not horny, or if you're not, don't have the urge, or your brain ain't like focused on then you're not gonna, Viagra's just gonna, it aids the ability to get a boner, but it's not gonna, it's not gonna help, it's not gonna make you, it's not gonna make you horny. So, but whatever. So I take the Babani, I take the TRT, all right, and it works for me. Helps me helps me with the joints. Helps me, with the body fat maybe a little bit. I notice. What else? It makes me feel better in the brain. Just makes my days go better. I feel in better moods. But I don't get jacked. Nobody gets jacked off 200 milligrams of TRT, especially when your own freaking testosterone is small. So it's just basically replacing what I should have. Okay? Oh, that's my thing with TRT. Because I get a lot of guys that are asking me about that. Like, what about TRT? Does it really help? And it really does. And I believe even if you have a father or a grandfather or somebody older in your family, or you yourself, even if you don't work out, I still believe in TRT. Okay? You never touch a weight. It's not going to make you beg. It's not going to make you jacked. It's not going to make you look like a bodybuilder. That TRT is not designed to do that. You know what I mean? It's not for that. It's to replace what you would normally have. And I killed what I would normally have. I killed it a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? It was taking 6,000 milligrams of test a week. So, and actually even more. I've already told the story a gazillion times. Then I get you guys, Valentino, you're repeating yourself. Anyway, so that's my whole spin on the TRT. All right? And I do believe it has its place. Now, let me get into my legs.
I grew up reading Muscular Development.
Listen,
they told it to you
40s.
straight. Greg Valentino told it to you straight. Remember that dude?
Oh,
with
yeah.
the huge arms?
Well, he
Shoot
inject
synthol?
synthol in his arms, make them like balloons. Yeah.
Fucked up, but he would tell you the real.
Yeah, come on, Greg.
Sit here and watch this and think that I'm the biggest jerk off or fluke or freak or whatever you want to call me. I may not look appealing to you or anybody else, but that doesn't matter.
All right, about the legs. Wait, let me just say one more thing. Hold on, about the TRT. You got to do it with a doctor. If you're gonna go take some friggin' shit that some guy in the gym is selling, some Momo, And the gym is selling you this. So it's Test 400. No, they don't make Test 400. I'm just telling you. I know. Yeah, yes, they do. You know, Red Dragon or whatever. Get out of here with all that shit, okay? I'm taking shit from a pharmacy, all right, from CVS. It's, you know, like, I'm taking American legitimate shit. Now, if you want to fuck around with that other stuff, that's up to you. Okay, but that's not real TRT. I'm doing TRT with a doctor, where they test your blood, the whole bit, right? So I have to do it that way, and that's the real way to do it. And if you guys want to do it, you got to find a doctor that thinks outside the box. Or you can go to like a Titan Medical and stuff. I'm going to my own personal doctor, okay? So it's my doctor that does that, okay? So anyway, I just want to make that clear, okay, before, you know. Now, I put up the leg videos, and as you can tell, see, my legs, everybody talks about the arms and all that shit. It's my legs, and my back are probably my two best body parts. My back is ridiculous. Some of you saw the picture, you know, the videos of me, you know, walking in, you know, in Alabama. I know it's Alabama, but we call it Alabama, okay? I'm a guinea from New York, so shut up. So listen, right, you know, I know that, like, when I was in Alabama, the friggin', you know, my back looked really wide and everything like that. And, you know, you have seen nothing. If I take my shirt off, and even right now, I'm 10 pounds, my back is even bigger. My back and my legs respond ridiculously to anything I do. Now, the thing with the legs, there's a lot of people asking me to explain this, and I think Joe Zapata and I are going to probably go in the gym, and we're going to do some work. So I'm going to teach you how to get big legs. Most of you are sitting there doing these friggin' lunges and then hack squats and leg press and squats and all this shit. And I see you fucking momos in the gym putting like 10 fucking 45s on each side, and you're going, hey, your butt, you're going down like this, about this much, and you're pushing it up, and you're pushing up. You ain't doing shit. That ain't doing legs. I'll get you in the gym, and I'll make you cry. You'll cry. Okay? I can guarantee you probably can't do it, but I'll put just 2 plates on each side. Just 2. You're over there with 10. I'll make it so that you'll cry with 2. Because I will make you go all the way up, all the way down. And you don't get a chance to stop and breathe and like you do a set like, look, you go down, and you go down, and you go back up, and you go, what are you doing? That's stopping. What is that, rest pause? We don't do rest pause. Okay? So, building my legs, of course I did more than one set. Right now, when you see those legs that you just saw on a video here, I do one set, all right? But I do it beyond failure. I do that one set with 3 plates on each side. One set with 3 plates, and I do it just like Mike Menser would do, or just like Dorian Yates did. And you know, the whole heavy duty type training, I do that. But I do it with ridiculous high reps. I'll get 80 reps. I've gotten 120. That's pretty much, I think like 125 or 128 is like my record. But I do, and you know, and I do them no rest. Don't give me any of that. Where you stop at the top to get your breath, and you're giving your legs a second or two to, that's not doing it. I'll crack the whip on you in the gym. You'll cry. You will cry. I'll be, what happened to you with your 10 plates on each side, huh? And I'll make it so you won't be able to walk. But I can guarantee you'll grow. I start failing at about 50, 55 reps. That's when the set really begins, because that's when that shit starts to burn, all right? And I push them up, and it gets harder, bang, and I push it up again, and then bang, I push it up again, and then bang, I push it up again, all right? And then when I'm approaching that 80 mark, the last 10, I pound out with speed, boom, 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 till when I get off there, I usually, I train at night. You see, not a lot of people in the gym, but I start screaming, you motherfucker, and shit. I start getting pretty foul. But the guys in the gym know. There's times I shot blood out my nose. There's times, one time after the throat surgery, the first one I had, I remember I had the fucking blood shot out of my throat. Okay, and I had to go to the hospital. And guess what? I came back and I finished my workout after that. The next time I wasn't so lucky. That's the one I almost died. But what I'm trying to tell you is I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to show you. And my hamstrings are jumping. And how do I get my hamstrings jumping? I do 65 pounds on a curl, leg curl. Lying leg curl. Okay, how you do it the wrong way. Okay, lying leg curl. Okay. But the way I do it, okay, is I do a set of 10 to 12. First, I start off usually at 12 to 14, right? But then after a while, I can't do it. I can only do 10. And then what happens is I do a set, and then I'll go 3, 2, 1, and then another set. Okay, and I make it burn, and I squeeze it sometimes at the top where I pinch the muscle, and I squeeze it, and you feel that muscle contract. Once I go down, 3, 2, 1, and I go again. My goal is I actually will time myself. My goal is to get 45 to 50 sets. Now, I know that sounds crazy right there, and it is. It is fucking crazy, okay? But my goal is to get 45 to 50 sets done in 15 minutes, which is mathematically, I try to get at least 3 sets done in 1 minute time. And if you count the reps and then figure out you don't have too much time to rest between sets in order to get 3 sets done. Now, that's not for everybody, but the few people that I've shown to do it have already put an inch or 2 on the hamstrings. Okay? I'm going to have to show you this because I know I tell you that and she's not going to get it. You know what I mean? You're not going to get it. But I do intensity or insanity when it comes to the hamstrings. And that's why I got monster hamstrings. Even Dave said, you got fucking big hamstrings. Because I do it like that. It's also genetics. I've always had big hamstrings because I was a runner when I was a kid. I was a fast runner. I was the rare guy because not only could I run fast, but I could also run for long distance. Usually you can either run long distance or you can run fast. I was both. Okay, and I was a very fast sprinter. So that's hamstrings. Sprinting is hamstrings, man. But if you ever watch like Olympic sprinters, they get them jumping hamstrings. Not as the thighs are big, but long distance runners forget about it. The point I'm trying to make to you is I try to get so much work done that 15 minutes goes real fast, man. It goes real fast. For me, it feels like it's 5 minutes, okay? And obviously, I can't do it with a partner, and I do it at night when, there's only a couple people in the gym, and I know that they're not getting on a leg curl, you know what I mean? Because I'm sorry, but I hog the leg curl, bro. There's no working in with me. I get really intense. I put the clock next to me, and I go. And my goal is to do that. And it works for me. That doesn't mean it's going to work for you, but that works for me. So that's the way I got my legs jumping. Okay? That's my leg workout. And I'm going to show you again. I'm going to do it maybe with Joe Zapata. We're going to do some work in the gym. I'm going to do all that stuff. What about that video? Yeah, you guys are jerking me off about that. We'll get into that another time. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to do this, okay, with Joe in the gym. We're going to show you some stuff. Same thing, I'll show you calves, bro. I don't even train my calves anymore. I don't train them. You know what I mean? But, to show you to get jumping calves. But that's what I do for my legs. There's a lot of people don't understand that and think like, oh, come on, it's got to be the steroid. Dude, I do it whether I'm on a cycle or, not cycle, but if I'm on TRT. When I was back in the day, when I was training hard and heavy and I had like the ridiculous, I had those fucking Paul DeMeo thighs. Back then I was doing more sets. I wasn't just doing one. I was doing like 4 or 5 sets. But I did the same type of thing. That's when I was hitting 25 reps and 125 reps, with that kind of weight on there. But I would also go up in weight and everything. You can't just do that, though. I'm going to have to show you guys how to do that. It's a whole procedure. The hamstring thing, though, is, bro, you'll get your hamstrings, okay? And I do something. If I was to have you do calves, I would do something similar for calves. Now I know that goes against what a lot of other guys say, but hey, bro, You saw me, bro. You saw those videos of me walking around in Alabama. I don't know. I was wearing a skinny jeans, so my legs didn't look. I don't know why they didn't. But when I pulled them down, you heard Dave Palumbo even say, "Holy shit!" He told me, "Lee, look, his legs look better than yours." I'm just saying, my legs are jumping. Okay, they're split, they're jumping, they're hard, they're veiny, the whole gambit, and it comes from that training right there and genetics. Okay, but you saw me. I was basically walking around a natural bodybuilder who hadn't even eaten much, I mean, I still had stitches in my stomach when I was down there. So, I'm not a natural bodybuilder. I'm not saying that, so submit down. But for you idiots who see my natural pictures and you fucking say stupid shit, when I was 15 years old, I was training with plastic weights. And I still look fucking good. Plastic weights in the house. There was no gyms around. Then, like, a little after that, gym opened up, and I was still like 15, 16, and Bob Beff's gym opened up, and it was a Nautilus Center, and that's where I learned to train a lot of the way I train, because I trained the Nautilus way first. That's the Arthur Jones way, because Bob Beff was a disciple of Arthur Jones. Arthur Jones taught him, and then he opened up a Nautilus Center. It was just strictly Nautilus. You can only do one set, but he would put you to a set, and you'd want to vomit right off the wall. You know what I mean? You couldn't do more than one set. So, I've explained that already. That's the real heavy-duty way. That's the way heavy-duty's supposed to be done. It's like that, So, we'll get into more, but all right. And now, this is an oldie but goodie. A lot of people love this story, so I'm going to put it back here.
All right, listen to me. Quick story about the mind and how your fucking brain works and shit in bodybuilding. And in everything, in all walks of life. Everybody asks me, because I have all kinds of trophies in my house, football and all that stuff. There's a ton of articles about me being a great football player. I'm not going to brag here, but I was a phenomenal football player. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I hated football. My father shoved football up my fucking ass. If you know me, the people who know me, know I'm a baseball guy. I'm not a football guy. By the way, I'm out here, look at the snow and shit. Fucking in New York, I'm in a parking lot. All right, let me tell you a quick story. I'm the captain of the football team. All right? At this point, we're undefeated. It's like 5 seconds to halftime. The other team was ahead by 3 points. They got the ball. They made the play. And that was it. Halftime. Okay? But there was a penalty on the play. And now my father's on the sideline. And, the referees come over to me. They ask me, do you want to take the penalty or do you want to take the play? Now, if you take the play, it's halftime. You recoup and you go back. If you take the penalty, they get another shot. So, they're right, like, maybe on the 15-yard line. And my father's fucking screaming on the sideline. He's not the coach, but the coach is telling me, take the play, take the play. My father's like, take the play, God damn it, take the goddamn play. And I'm looking at it, I'm looking at my father, and I'm so fucking, like, because he drove me crazy. Meanwhile, I'm the same way with my daughter, lacrosse and basketball. Anyway, so I took the penalty. I wasn't thinking. I should have known better, but I was so fucking from them screaming at me. And my father's like, Jesus Christ, and the coach is like, what are you doing? They're all fucking screaming, my teammates. So I'm out there now, and I'm on defense. I was the linebacker, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, fucking, I'm so fucking incensed and so stewed. But I was such a good linebacker, bro. I could read plays like you would believe that. It wasn't just a matter of being aggressive. I saw shit that nobody see. That's what made me a good football player, was this, the brain. And I saw that this kid was going to pass. So the fucking play happens. I run. I knew who he was going to pass to. I fucking intercept. I run all the way down the field, and I scored the fucking touchdown. I scored a fucking touchdown. I was so fucking enraged that I couldn't even fucking enjoy the fact that I just scored a touchdown and shut everybody the fuck up. You know what I did? My father was on the sideline going, attaboy, like that. After I scored the touchdown, I had the ball. All my team is mobbing me. I took the ball. I ran like this right to where the fence was, and I threw the ball right in my father's head. Thank God I didn't hit him. I would have got my ass kicked because my father was a badass. And I could not even enjoy the touchdown. The kids were all fucking jumping on me, and because now we're ahead in the game, and we wound up winning that game. And I actually wound up scoring another touchdown. But the thing is, because back then you played offense and defense, and I played linebacker as offense, and there was a tailback on linebacker on defense and tailback on offense. But the thing is, the point I'm trying to make to you is, I was so fucking crazed. I still could read the play. I still made the play, but I couldn't enjoy it. I could not enjoy my own touchdown. I could not enjoy shutting everybody the fuck up. Because even after the touchdown, everybody, we all getting water. We're sitting down on the sidelines. It's halftime now. And I'm sitting there, and everybody's like, good play, Valentino. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking, where's my fucking father? I was I couldn't even enjoy it. It's just a little fucking tidbit. To this day, I'm not a big football fan at all. And my father, God rest his soul, passed away. We had a great relationship. My father was my hero, my idol. But when it came to football, most kids, their fathers say, did you do your homework? My father used to say, did you go to football practice? That's the kind of father. I was crazy. He'd watch 2 games at one time. You could hear him even when he was 88 years old, before he died, screaming in the house, that's holding. That was my father's favorite saying. There's holding on every play. He was a maniac with football. I just figured I'd tell you that story. In the first 2 pictures here, I'm going to pull it right now. These first 2 pictures are me. I won the President's Physical Fitness Award 2 years in a row. You only could go for it 2 years, and I won it. I won 2 awards by President Nixon. And then these next 3 pictures of me, with my high school stuff, and that's me. If you look how built I was. There's no steroids, bro. Most of the time, I actually worked out at a Nautilus center and at my house, just with plastic weights. You can see I was fucking jacked. If you ask anybody who went to high school with me, I was built from head to toe. Look at the fucking legs on me. But by the way, if you look at these pictures, you can see in the corner. The reason why I'm showing you these pictures is because if you look at the pictures, you can see my football helmet right there on top, right below the black and white TV. All right? That's a black and white dial TV with antenna. And here's my fucking high school football helmet right there. And then this last picture of me is, I think I was young here. I was only like a freshman here. This is me in my football uniform and stuff. But I was young here. I was only probably like 15 years old in this picture. And, I was on a younger team then. And not for nothing, but this is like a bad picture because we didn't really take pictures back then much. And the people didn't have cameras. And this was actually from a Polaroid. So we had to kind of cut this and blow it up from a Polaroid picture. This is not good fucking quality. But anyway, so there you have it. That's my whole little football spin. Hope you guys like it. I'll never forget that story, though. I ran for the touchdown, and I couldn't even enjoy fucking the fact that I scored a touchdown. I couldn't enjoy it. I was so fucking, I was hyperventilating. I was so fucking incensed and so fucking crazed and so just like out of sorts because of that fucking penalty thing. And they did it to me all the time. It was always fucking yelling from the sideline. And I was so fucked up from it. I couldn't even enjoy it. Most guys would be like, yeah, I scored a touchdown, not me. I was like this. That fucking, I was breathing fire. You know what I mean? Because I was that pissed off. Anyway, I figure you might like that little football story. All right.
All right, so let me just end this a little bit here. I'm going to be doing more videos again. I know I've been a little bit slow. Also, not for nothing, I lost like 200 people. I don't know how I lost 200 people on here. So if you like this video, please subscribe and, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't feel like doing videos. I don't, when you don't see anything happening, it makes you not want to do shit. You know what I'm saying? But, so, but I'm going to be doing more. I don't like doing it right here where I'm doing it, but we'll figure that out. But I want to say, listen, guys, bodybuilding's a journey. Okay? Putting on muscle is a journey. And unfortunately, everybody wants it right now. Okay? Even kids. Get these teenage kids, they're all on steroids, the trend kids, or whatever their names are. Got male pattern baldness, they're teenagers, they look like they're 35. Well, what happens when they are 35? The problems come, okay? It's not good. So, it's a journey. Take your time. All right? You want to bake a cake. You don't throw the oven fucking, you don't put the oven on full blast and then just throw the batter in there, and hope that it cooks in twice the time. It's going to be burnt on the outside and totally gush in the middle. It doesn't, if it takes, a half hour to cook a cake, or, if you're going to try to eat a turkey, you throw a turkey in the oven and you're real hungry on Thanksgiving, so you try to cook it in an hour, it's going to be burnt on the outside and raw in the middle. It takes time. You have to take your time. All right? If you want permanent muscle, you have to take your time. And not for nothing, I'm not going to pull my own chain here, but I think I will. It's why I can go in a hospital, come out after not eating 2 weeks after almost dying, and I still look fucking good, right? Why? I haven't touched the weight, ain't eating food, no food. I'm eating liquid diet, drinking the nasty protein things that they gave me, and for a while, I had pancreatitis too. You know what that's like? You ain't gonna want to eat, I'll tell you that. Anyway. And yet I still cut muscle because I built a natural foundation. So you got to build a natural foundation. You have to pay your dues, bro. You have to put your time in. If you're one of these guys that there's a few famous guys out there right now that are young. I'm not going to say their names, but you could figure out who I'm talking about. They look like cartoons and shit, characters. 2-3 years ago, they were nobody, and they weren't even lifting weights, or barely lifting weights, no build at all. Now they're walking around like super jacked, and all this shit. And when they go off, it's Pee Wee Herman time. I'm sorry. That's what happens. It's Pee Wee Herman time. That's what happens. I can go in the hospital. I don't shrink up like shit, My boy Lee Priest, he's been in the hospital, he's had little surgical things done. He don't touch a weight. He still doesn't. He don't look like, he don't shrink down or nothing, because he built a natural foundation too. He was on steroids when he was a teenager. Yeah, maybe when he was 19, but bro, that kid was lifting like when he was 12. You ever see what Lee looked like when Lee was 14? Hello, you know what I mean? He built a fucking foundation. You have to build that foundation, bro. You gotta put in your time, okay? You have to put in your time. You're not gonna get jacked overnight. And if you do, you're a paper tiger, bro. It's gonna leave you just as fast as you got it, okay? So take your time. Don't rush it. Just because some kid in school is jacked, or some teenager's on the internet, he's 17, 18, and he's like this and shit, and he's all fucking, I'm shooting trend, I'm doing it, it doesn't matter. Watch what happens to him later on. It's like a race. You take your time, but you run that race. The motherfucker thinks he's got it, you're going to lay down on the side of the road, and before you know it, you're going to pass him. Wait. Take your time, all right? Make sure that this is, it's solid. Don't worry about, just eat and train. Eat and train. And the other thing I can tell you is open your mind, all right? Don't be so stuck like a fucking Momo, like a thick-headed Momo. Go heavy or go home. If you don't squat, you're a pussy. Oh, a lot of these guys who squat. I haven't squatted, oh my God, maybe since I was 20 years old. I haven't squatted in that long. And my legs are smoke. Smoke them. A lot of those guys that talk that shit, and they're on shit and training this and that. And my pissy ass ain't on fucking nothing. Or when I am, I'm on fucking TRT 200 little milligrams. When without it, I got the testosterone of a girl. Yet, my legs still smoke yours, so shut the fuck up. Don't listen to these idiots, okay? Stop listening to these guys. There's no law saying that you have to squat, you have to bench press, you have to do press behind the neck, bro. My shoulders are as wide as anybody, bro, okay? You've seen me. I don't have to sit here and try to prove anything to you. First of all, I don't even need to do delts, but when I do delts, forget it. You don't need to do all that pressing and all that shit. It's all bullshit. If you feel it, by all means, you do it. But there's no law saying You have to do it. Because I get these guys in the gym and they tell me, bro, I'm doing like shoulder press and I kind of feel it in my triceps. And I said, then don't do it. Go do something else. Isolate the deltoid. You understand? You know, same shit. Oh my God, you know, I'm doing bench, but I feel it more in my tricep. I'm just not. My chest just doesn't respond. Then don't do it. Pick an exercise that you feel. Capiche? A lot of guys can't squat. I have narrow hips. I wear size 30 pants. You know what I'm saying? I showed him in one video. I'll show him in another video. Size 30 pants. 30, the waist. Okay? Okay, and let me tell you something. If I dieted down for show, bro, when I was, those pictures you always see of me when I was dieted down, that shit was 26 inches, 26, 27. That's just never, I was tiny, like a girl, like a freaking like this. Okay, I'm not built for squats, bro. When I used to squat, I could never, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not a heavy squatter. I could not squat heavy. Constantly threw my back out. I have narrow hips. You get them short guys like me that are my height, 5'6", whatever, a little shorter, and they're fucking got wide hips and thick waists, and those motherfuckers can squat like fucking demons. That squats are right for them. That doesn't mean it's right for you. If you got tiny knees and your narrow hips, you're not, find another act. Do what I do. Do the leg press. It's you work around it. There's no law saying you have to do. I used to do heavy barbell curls, okay? And I won a bench contest. And you know what's funny? Bench doesn't hit I have super strong front delts and super strong triceps and shit. And I think that's why I won a bench contest. I didn't win it because it didn't hit my chest. I do other things to hit my chest. That, I'm going to show you. But what I'm saying is, I know, like I used to curl real heavy. Shit. But that didn't hit my biceps. I used to love the Nautilus. It's called a multi-bicep. The one where you like this and curl. Okay. My gym has a selectorized hammer where you curl like that. But I basically built my biceps. My bicep size came from doing concentration curls, which I was really strong on. I was actually able to do 65 pounds for like 10 to 12 reps. You're talking when I was younger. I can't do that now, which is crazy, but, way weaker. The point I'm trying to make is, if I can only do one bicep exercise, it would be like this, where you're running the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. That's what I call them, the Arnold fucking concentration, because I love those. They hit my biceps, and my biceps get humongous with that. That's me. That might not be you. You may like the barbell curls. If I do, I used to like straight bar. Now, if I was to do little barbell curls, every once in a while, change it up. I use the easy curl bar. We change. All right, you got to go with the flow, bro. You know what I mean? Go with the flow. Do what's right for you. Stop listening to these other idiots. Some guy in the gym because he's got big arms, or some guy in the gym because he's got big legs. Yeah, dude, squat or go home. You don't need to do that. You need to find out what's right for you. Try everything. Try everything in the gym. Try every exercise, every machine. Try them all. And rate them. Wow, I really felt that one. Oh, this one I didn't feel at all. Oh, this one I felt here. Whatever. And then you build a routine for yourself around that. And just because I say I like the high reps, you may not. You have to experiment. You're a professor when you're a bodybuilder. You're a scientist. You have to experiment, okay? Try the different exercises. Try the different rep ranges. See what's right for you. But all that heavy weight shit is bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. The only thing you should be going heavy in is deadlift, okay? Squat, bench, shit like that. Maybe presses, clean and jerk, shit like that. Other than that, that's all bullshit. Those are the exercises. Nobody cares about doing heavy concentration curls or heavy cable crossovers or heavy, like this is, come on. Enough. All right? We're going to talk more. But you got to like the video and you got to subscribe, because I'm not too happy with YouTube right now. Anyway, I'll be doing more lives too. I enjoy doing the lives. I like talking to you guys. I want to answer some of your questions. I want to help you, okay? Because I think outside the box, and I got that from Lee Labrada. Told the story a million times, but for a few of you who have never heard it, let me say it really quick again. Lee Labrada came to my house. He said to me, he said he was eating with his wife, the mother of Hunter Labrada. This is way before, this is when they were boyfriend and girlfriend. They weren't even husband and wife yet, okay? And he brought her with her, okay, Robin. And he was telling me, we went to dinner, Robin and I. We were at this beautiful, like, ranch place, and had these big Angus bulls out there, like 2,000-pound bulls. And he was telling me that there was this little rickety fence. And they would walk up to the fence and then they'd walk away. And they'd walk up to the fence and then walk away. And he said, I'm looking at those bulls and I'm thinking, what's to stop those bulls from just easily just kicking that fence down and just running away? Because they've got it in their brain. It's like an animal. When it's been living in a cage for so long, you open up the cage door, you say you're free. What does the animal do? It comes right back and runs in the cage. A lot of times that's because you taught him that, like a dog in a crate. I don't believe any dog should be in a crate or whatever. Oh, make the dog safe anyway. He loves the crate. That's because you made him love it. It's because you taught him that. That's another argument. I won't even get into that because I argue with my son about that shit. Anyway, these are trained, learned behavior. Okay, he said to me, that made me think how many bodybuilders have put fences in their brains. No, I got a squatter, I'll never get big legs. No, if I don't bench press, I'll never have big chest. How many guys think like that? No, do you want big biceps? Barbell curls, the heavy basic exercise. You got to do it to get big biceps. No, you don't. It's all bullshit. I'm living proof of all that shit. I'm just telling you. Stop listening to the momos, okay? You're a momo, but they're fuckos. That's way worse than being a momo. Listen to me. Listen to your body. Your body's always talking to you. And don't be afraid to try new things. Okay? Do what's right for you, not what's right for Joe Matarazzi. All right? Same thing with food. I know certain foods that bloat me. Lee Haney used to tell me he didn't like, I can't eat potatoes. They bloat my lower intestines, and he liked rice. Okay? Jay Cutler didn't like the way he felt when he ate oatmeal. He would eat cream of rice cereal. Everybody's different. Other people have no problem eating oatmeal. Other people have no problem eating potatoes, yams, and all that shit. Okay? Each guy's different. You're different. So don't think that some other guy has the answers to you. Capiche? All right. Listen, I love you guys. I'm trying to help you. Again, if you don't subscribe, it's not going to motivate me to do videos, and it's not going to fucking make me, you're not going to get helped. So that's the way that works. All right? So all of you guys, stop fucking around. You're a momo, but don't listen to other momos. Okay? Only listen to yourself. Take my advice with this. I'm telling you. That's how you get to the next level. Okay? Every one of these guys, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, and all that, they didn't have the answers for everybody else. They had the answers for themselves. They knew just what's going to hit them right. Just how many sets, just how many reps, the exact exercise. I need to do this exercise. This one really hits me. Okay? That's the difference between them. Okay? Between a pro and a mo. There you go. I love you guys. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Stop fucking around.